Okay, hi guys, welcome to my presentation today, and this is the presentation about Google Analytics. And my name is Thao. Let's get started. So about the agenda, I will. The first video is about the first 7 steps of Google Analytics. That is digital analytics, how to use it, how it works, 15 terms about it, and how to create an account, connect it to our website. So the first chapter is about digital analytics. So what is digital analytics? Digital analytics is the process of collecting data from the users as they interact with a website and providing visual charts of data. So why do we need digital analytics? That is like to avoid wasting time, energy, and money. The second is like turning on the air conditioner and closing the door. Not checking is like we leaving the door open while the AC is running. And it also helps make informed and data driven decision. So, about the customer buying journey, analytics can also review the acquisition, like how new user find the website, the behavior, like what page they view, and also the conversion, how they turn into the customers, like purchases, newsletter sign ups, and also blog interactions. And next, what information digital analytics provides? First is which marketing campaigns they convert into the sales, where customer encounter difficulties on the website, and the types of devices user access from mobile, desktop, and how fast the website responds. The last one is which ads lead the user to which pages. So the real life examples of it is when we see the ads on Snapchat, the user can land on the page A, or ads in a mobile game, they can land on the page B. And this information helps optimize your marketing strategy. Next, about I will briefly about the theory first and then the practice before. The practice later. So next about the chapter 2 is how Google Analytics works. First, how it works, an HTML tag installed on the website, and this tag they create a cookie for each user, and the cookie will check the user as they move across the website. And this is also the tracking codes that I also show on the screen. And in Google Analytics 4, the tracking tag is found under the data streams, like you go to admin, property, and data streams instead of its previous location. About information collected. So first, about the traffic source. So where it comes from. It came from the Google AdWords, from Facebook, from email campaigns, or from which type of devices. So our audience information can clarify, can segment based on the age and so first is about age and gender, the market segment, geographic location, browser language, interaction behavior on the website, and also the technology like browser operating system. And the information not collected, such as the personal identifiable information, PII, credit and numbers, passwords, and also email address, unless you configure it separately. About chapter 3 is 15 important terms. Term 1 is page views. The definition of it is that page view is the number of times a specific page is viewed. So doesn't count individual visitors. It counts the total number of times the page is viewed. And if a user leaves and comes back, it will count it again. Or if a user refreshes, it also counts it again. So for example, user A visits home page, it will count one page view. User A refresh, it will count again two page views. And if user B visits home, so total is three page views. So the purpose of page view is determine which pages are the most popular on the website. The term two is visits and sections. Sections is the number of user visits to the website, and the rules for counting a section is a new section begin when the user visits the website. So first one, a new section will begin when the user visits the website, and the session will end when the user is inactive for 30 minutes, or the user leaves the site and come back, or at the midnight equally for 12 a.m. For example, 10 a.m. the user A enters in the website is session 1. 10:30 a.m. user still browsing, still session 1. However, 12 up 11:15 no activity more than 30 minutes, session 1 ends. And when 12 p.m. user A returns, they will count session 2 begins. Term 3 is users. So the definition of user is the number of unique users who have visited the website. And the rules is one user can have multiple sections. And the users is usually less than the sections. For example, day one, 100 users, 150 sections. And each user visits on average 1.5 times. However, the Google use cookie to identify the user. So if a user deletes cookie, they will count it as a new user. Or if a user use VPN, maybe count it as a new user too. Or if a user use incognito mode, it also counted as a new user. The term 4 is unique page views. So how is it different from page view? The page view will count every time a page is viewed, and user views 5 times, it will count 5 page views. However, for unique page view, it counts on how many times a user views the page within one section. Like user views 5 times in one section, like one unique page view. And if the user returns a new section and views 3 more times, it will count as two total unique page view. Next, for the term 5 hits, the definition is the number of times that the Google tracking the code is triggered. The time of hits is first one, page view hits is when a page loads. If event hits when an event triggers like button click, video view. Transaction hits when a purchase occurs, or social hits when there is a social interaction. So how to check it? You look at the real-time reports, or if a new user or returning user show the code is working, or if no data, the code needs troubleshooting. Next, term 6, new and returning user. So new user, what is it? Who are they? New user is first time visiting websites and first time tracked by the Google Analytics, or they deleted the cookies so miscounted as new. The returning users, they have visited at least once and still have Google Analytics cookies in their browser, meaning that high percentage new user, the marketing is attracting new visitors, high percentage returning user, the website has value user come back, and best outcome is a health balance of both. Term 7 is segments. The definition of it is divided complex traffic into smaller groups for analysis. Example of segments by traffic source like page search, direct, organic search, referral, social media display, and affiliates, and by demographics such as age, gender, location, and why it matters. To provide more detailed analysis or to identify segments with high conversion rates or to optimize the marketing for each segment. Term 8, landing page. Landing page is the page users land on when they enter into the website. So about the characteristic, the landing page is not always the home page. It can be any page on the website. It is the starting point of the user's journey. For example, user search how to bake a cake and the landing page is making blog posts. User clicks a Facebook ad, landing page is product page. User types URL, landing page is home page. However, there is an important thing that every page can be a landing page, so every page must be well designed. The term 9 is bounce rate. Bounce rate is when the user enters the website and leaves without any interaction. Formula of bounce rate is the bounce rate equal the section with only one page view divided total section and multiple 100%. Bounce means that user visits one page, no clicks, no other page views, and they leave. Is high bounce rate good or bad? So it's bad when the product page, no purchase, service page, no contact, or landing page with CTA and CTA ineffective. And it's good when the blog post without CTA, user read and leave. Contact page, user comes directly without clicking. One page event websites, user checks info and leave. So I also show the reference values on the screen so that we can refer to it to make more better decision on better evaluation. The term 10 is time on page. It is the average time in second a user stays on a page. So how it's calculated? It's the time from when the section starts until the user changes page or trigger an event. For example, user A 30 seconds, user B 120 seconds, user C 60 seconds. And average is 30 plus 120 plus 60 divided total divide 3 is about 30 seconds. So if it's high, the content is engaging. If it's low, user can't find needed info or the page loads too slowly. So note is that last page in a section, the time on page can be zero, cannot be measured. Term 11, content. It is all the elements you on your website. The content can include pages, terms or keywords, image, video, text, and downloads. And Google Analytics can help with tracking which page are most viewed, evaluating the performance of each page, and also drilling down into the content details. The related metrics is the page view, time on page, bounce rate, and exit rate. Term 12, direct traffic. Direct traffic is the traffic that comes directly to your site without a referral or platform source. And the source of direct traffic can be bookmark pages, typing URL directly, non-track email like no UTM, HTTPS, link from PDF, website or mobile apps. The characteristic is it often returning users. It can has high direct traffic. High direct traffic is equal to the strong brand awareness, and but the source cannot be precise identified. For example, typing www.yoursite.com is direct. Clicking a bookmark is direct. Clicking untracked email links is also direct. Term 13, referral traffic. It is the traffic come from the links on other websites or platforms. The source can be social media, other websites, track email campaigns, marketing affiliates, forums, and news sites. For example, user reach. For example, if a user reads blog A and then they click the link and they can visit your website. So it differs from direct, like the referral, they has the referrer data. However, the direct they don't have. Term 14, events. Event is like the custom they like we custom the actions like you can set up in Google Analytics to understand the user interactions. For example, click add to carts, click contact us, play, pause, finish the video, download a file, scroll 50%, 75%, and 100% from submission uh, and event components included. Category like the group of events, video downloads, action, the action taken like play, click, submit, label specific description like video name, button name, value is numeric value optional. For example, event category, video, event action, play, event label, product demo video. Next, about the 15 goals. It is the specific objectives that you want the user to complete on your website. So, how many types of goals? The first one is destination goal. It is the user reach a specific page, for example, thank you page after the purchase. Second, duration goal. User stay on site at least 8 minutes, for example, at least 3 minutes. Page screen per session goal. User view at least X page in one session, for example, at least 5 page. Event goal. User completes a specific event, for example, click download button. Example of goals for e-commerce like purchase, newsletter, sign up, or example for of goal for blogs, a read article more than 2 minutes. Next, let's move to chapter 4. Create account, a Google Analytics account. So the requirements before we starting is that you need a Gmail account. It's mandatory. Access to the website to install the tracking code and also business information like name, category, size, blah 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 blah. Recommendation is create a separate Gmail for the company like analytics at yourcompany.com. Avoid using a personal Gmail if possible and makes management easier when multiple people need access. So steps to create an account included log into the email, go to the Google Analytics, create a new account, set up a property, set up a data stream, get the tracking code, and install the tracking code on the website. So the account structure will understand three-level structure is account, property, data stream, and important note, one account can have multiple properties and one property can have multiple data stream and each property can have its own tracking code. So the important account settings. First is account name. Choose a memorable name that represents the business. For example, ABC Corp Analytics, my business, blah 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 blah. And the dating sharing settings like Google products and service, benchmarking, technology supported, recommended, account specialists, recommended. Explanation about it is technical support is when Google can access your data to help troubleshoot the issue. Account specialists, Google can contact you with the recommendation or benchmarking is compare the performance with the similar websites in your industry. Next, the important property setting. First is property name. Name is based on the website in apps. For example, main website, e-commerce store, or blog. Reporting time zone, choose the time zone of your business location. For example, Bangkok, Hanoi, Jakarta. Currency is choose the currency that you use. For example, Vietnam đồng, USD, or Europe. Industry category is select the most suitable category, for example, home and garden, technology, finance, and Google will automatically suggest the certain settings based on this category. Category. About the business information, it includes company size like small, medium, large enterprise, how you intend to use Google Analytics, select what fits with your goals. For example, maximize user engagement, measure content, monetization, optimize the marketing ROI, increase the conversions. And moving to chapter 5 is connecting Google Analytics to our website. So first, how does Google Analytics works? Google Analytics use an HTML tracking code installed on your website to collect user data. And when the tracking code is properly implemented, it will create a cookie for each user who visits the website. Collect information about the traffic source, where the user comes from, record user behavior on each page, detect the devices being used like desktop, mobile, or tablet, and track the user event, clicks, scrolls, purchases. So, two methods for installing the tracking codes. The first method is using the measurement ID, and I will recommend this method. The advantages of this method is easy to implement, no coding knowledge required, low risk of error, ideal for WordPress like using Jetpack, Shopify, and Wix, and it works well with modern CMS platforms. And it can apply to WordPress website with the Jetpack plugin, Shopify store, Wix website, or the modern CMS platforms. And it requires information like for GA4, it is measurement ID, for UA is tracking ID. The second method is manually inserting the HTML code. The advantages of it is it works with any type of websites, and it full control over where the code is placed. It also not depend on plugin, but also like uh, and about the disadvantages. It requires basic HTML knowledge, higher risk if placed incorrectly, and it can affect the website if the code is broken. Requirements is access to website theme fields, basic understanding of HTML structure, and it's really ideal because it can assist from a web developer. So the key difference between the UI and the GA4 about the UI ID format is UI XXXX The Google Analytics is GXXXX. So where to find the code? UI you find like admin choose property, choose tracking info and tracking code. For GA is admin property and data stream. Name for UA is tracking ID and for Google Analytics 4 is measurement ID. Status for UA is deprecated since the 1st July 2023. However, for GA4 is current and future version. The GA4 notes from the book is that when using GA4, this tag is under the data streams, and in GA4, the tracking ID is replaced with a measurement ID found in the data stream under the account property in the admin settings. So this is the HTML tracking code structure. I don't know about the code, so I just show it on the screen for you guys to see it. And recommend placements is that you can write after the head below. You can you can write after the recommend placement is the right after the head tag and before the other meta tags. Next, about the platform-specific installation guides. First is installing GA4 on WordPress using Jetpack. So about the theory, modern WordPress sites version 5.0 and above, including Jetpack by default. Jetpack is a built-in plugin that offers many features, including Google Analytics integration, and this method doesn't require code editing. So the requirements of it is WordPress version 5.0 over Jetpack plugin activated and GA4 measurement ID. So here is the steps to do that. Step 1, log in to the WordPress dashboard. Go to this is the link you can see on the screen and enter your username, the password, and you will see the main WordPress dashboard. Step 2, open the Jetpack settings in the left sidebar. Find the Jetpack. Choose either like Jetpack settings or settings traffic. And like this is like I will show here. You can click here. Step 3 is find the Google Analytics configuration. Like inside the traffic tab, scroll down to the site status. Click on the configure analytics settings. Step 4, enter your measurement ID. Check enable GA, paste your measurement ID, enable the anonymized IP address, and I rarely have recommended doing this. However, do not check login admin user. So if you want, you can do it. However, I'm not really recommend doing this. And the last one, click save changes. About the job being shooting for WordPress. If you don't see the Jetpack, you can go to plugins, add new, search for Jetpack, click install, activate, and repeat the step like below. Above. I'm sorry. And for installing GA4 on Shopify, so Shopify provides the native GA integration. It no plugins required, just base your measurement ID, and like Shopify also automatically insert the tracking code into on pages. Requirements for this is any Shopify plan, admin access, and also GA measurement ID. For the steps, step 1, log into Shopify admin. Go to as I show on the screen and log in with your Shopify account. Step 2, open online store settings. And step 3, find the Google Analytics section. Step 4, enter the measurement ID, like paste your ID, ensure use enhanced e-commerce is checked it's really important to check it and click save. Enhanced e-commerce automatically checks like product impression, product click, add to cart, checkout step, and purchases. And step 5, verify that it's working. Open your store in an incognito window, browse a few product pages, go to GA4 at the real time, and you should see activities within 30 seconds. So how to so installing GA4 by manually adding HTML code. When to use this method, custom built websites like Node CMS, static HTML sites, you need full control of script placement. You prefer not to use plugin. Warning. Manual installation requires HTML knowledge. Mistake can break the website. Recommend is add the developer and always backup your site first. Requirements for it a FTP or file management access, text editor, and access to header. Yes, this is the code. The step one is get the full GA4 checking code and the code I show you on the screen. Step two, backup theme file. Like if using cPanel, go to the file manager, navigate to this, and right click header.php, copy it, rename to header backup, blah blah blah. And if using FTP, download the header.php as a backup. Step 3 is open the header file for editing like WordPress is appearance, theme file editor, select the header.php, accept the warning for HTML sites. You can like open via FBT or edit the index for dot HTML or header.html. For the step 4 is locate the head tag, insert the code after the head and before all meta tags. Step 5, insert the GA4 checking code as I show on the screen. Step 6, validate the code like before saving, ensure the code is after the head or measurement ID is correct, no missing, no extra characters. And step 7 is save the file. Theme editor, choose theme editor, update the file or FBT, save the file, upload and override. Step 8, confirm installation. Check one page, view page source, right click to the view page source, search for GTIG, and if you see the code, it installed. Check to GA4 real time, open the site in incognito, browse pages, GA4 reports real time, and you will see yourself within 30 seconds. Important tips here is that manually edit in theme editor are erased during the theme update. So solution is use a tried theme or insert headers or footers plugin, and also test on the staging site before applying to production. So next move to the verifying and also checking the tracking. First, you use the real-time reports to verify tracking. Like real-time reports are the best tool to confirm that your tracking code is working. And from the book, real-time is an excellent way to check if your tracking code or event code is working. So real-time shows current online users, page they are viewing, their country, traffic source, and also events being triggered. So step by step, real-time verification. Step 1, open the real-time reports. Step 2, open your website in incognito. This avoids all cookies and stimulate a new user. Step 3. Perform actions on your website. Step 4. Watch real-time updates. And also step 5. Open the user snapshots. So there are also some common issues and you can fix it, like the problem one is no data in real time. It possible cause like wrong measure ID, code not safe, ad blockers, or networking blocking the Google Analytics. Problem two is too many users. It can cause possible cause is like bot traffic, duplicates, checking code, or internal company traffic. Problem three is missing enhanced e-commerce. We can fix it by enable the enhanced e-commerce and also verify the events. Problem 4, data delay. If delay more than 5 minutes, check the site speed, check the console error, and also ensure the no code conflicts. This is also an additional debug tools I show on the screen, like Google Tag Assistant show which text file error and event detected. Next, the best practice and important notes from chapter 5. J4 is best practice, like it always back up before the editing, and you mm, shouldn't do like place the code in body, install duplicate, checking codes, forget enhance e-commerce, and fail to filter internal traffic. So what you should do, use Google Tag Manager for advanced setup, test tracking after every update, document your setup, set data retention to 14 months. This is also the privacy and the legal compliance like GDPR requirements, CCPA in California requirements, and also Vietnam regulations such as inform user about the data collection, provide the Vietnamese privacy policy, and also request the consent for sensitive data. And complete checklist after installation, like basic setup, e-commerce, data quality, compliance, access backup, and advanced post installation plan. Like in week one, we can do let GA4 collect data and monitor real time daily. Week two, review standard reports, set up first conversion. Week three and four, analyze the acquisition reports, optimize traffic sources, and like over 2 months, like weekly or monthly reporting, A/B testing, and also continuous optimization. Moving to the chapter 6, Google Analytics user interface. This is the overview of the GA4 interface. The user interface UI includes all parts of the Google Analytics that you interact with to view, like to view, analyze, and also customize reports. The GA4 interface is designed to display data visually, allow customization of the reports, compare the data across time periods, and drill down into detailed insights. So there is also the major difference between GA4 and UA that I show on the screen. And there are also major changes to GA dashboard compared to the old UA accounts, and this can help eliminate the redundant data that was reported repeatedly under the different settings. Next, about the general structure of GA4 interface. So the main components first is top bar. Google Analytics, like Google Analytics logo to return to home, search bar to find reports, metrics and feature, the account properties selector, and also user icon. The second is sidebar is the left menu. It includes home, report, explore, advertising, configure, and library. The third one is main content area, like display the charts, graph, data cuts, table, filter, and breakdown. The fourth is the date range correct selector like default is last 7 day option. You can choose 30 days, 90 days, and or custom it and compare to the previous periods. So in the home, the purpose of it is overview of website performance, quick view of essential metrics, fast access to important reports, and the metrics show is total user session, engagement rate, blah blah blah, and way to use it is daily performance checks, week executive dashboard, and also identifying sudden spike or drops. It is about the report, it includes acquisition, where the new user come from, engagement, monetization, retention, and user section. The explore the purpose of it is build a custom, flexible report, analyze the user behavior in detail, export the high-resolution datasets, and it also available template like freeform, funnel exploration, blah blah blah, and when to use it. When built-in reports are not enough, deep diving into specific issue and comparing multiple segments. About advertising, like ad performs requirements is Google Ads accounts link. Advertising can feature enable and report also include the campaign performance attribute model comparison. About the admin, it is the important section because it includes the data stream, event conversion, data setting, and also the property access. Next, let's move to chapter 7, audience reports. So what is the audience report? Audience report provide the detailed information about users who visit your website, like who they are, where they come from, like about the demographic, geographic, technology, and also behavior. Import, Importance that and we can understand the LTA, optimize the marketing campaign, improve the user experience, and also make the data-driven decision. And in GA4, most audience data has been moved to user from demographic, reducing the redundant reporting and simplify navigation. This is the overview of each section. First one, the section deep dive. So when GA create a new section, this is also something that I mentioned before. You can read it on the screen. So page view versus unique view. I also mentioned before the page view counts every load and unique view page view also counts like one view per page per section. Hits every hit is equal every time the checking code fires. New and returning user, yes, as I mentioned on chapter 3. Bounce rates, high bounce rates is bad or not? Improve, how to improve it? You can improve the load speed like less than 3 seconds, clear CTA, internal linking, mobile optimizing, or better content. Exit intent pops up, but make it carefully. So how GA calculate the time on page? GA only measure time until the next interaction, so time on last page equal 0 seconds. This called the exist page and bounce by is 0. So about the interpreting time on page, good time range is block is about 2 to 4 minutes. Homepage is 30 to 60 seconds. The content page location like for UI you can choose behavior, site content, and all pages. However, for J4 engagement page and screen landing page, it is the first page that users see. Direct traffic, as I mentioned before, direct is no referral data, and referral is the traffic from other websites. Uh, about the demographic, it Enabling how to enabling demographic, choose admin, property setting, enable demographic and interest, and if disable age, gender, interest is not collected. So about age and gender reports, for GA for you, we choose user and demographic. Using the demographic for marketing, it can use for ad targeting, content creation, audience validation, and identify new opportunities. For affinity categories, long-term lifestyle interest like it used for content strategy, partnership, product ideas. For in market segment, high purchase intent is more valuable for targeting, remarketing, and also conversion campaigns. Language it is based on the browser settings and not actual spoken language. Location, country, city, region, accuracy for about 80 to 90%, and it can affected by VPNs or mobile routing. For browser and OS, including even console browsers like PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and it's really important for cross-device UX. The screen resolution help with the responsive design, image optimization, and layout decision. And about mobile first indexing, Google ranks based on mobile version. The key metric is the load less than 3 seconds, FCP less than 1.8 seconds, and CLS less than 0.1 second. The responsive design modern approach is one website to responsive and layout. And this is also the end of our first video. See you guys in the second videos. Bye.